Hi, I'm Craig, and I'll take a chocolate bunny and I'll eat it.
Hi, I'm Shandi, and Easter candy is my favorite candy.
Hi, I'm Kylee, and thank God it's finally spring.
Yeah.
And this is Seance with my siblings. Ostara, the Spring Equinox edition, 2025.
Welcome to the Seance.
Ghost updates?
I actually have some, so... Or did I tell this story? No, I think I did.
Tell it again.
Tell it again.
My roommate left for... to go visit friends and or family in Oregon, where he moved from.
I have friends.
Right? And so I was home completely alone. And I hear... Like, I had just gotten ready and stuff, so, like, my door was open to the hallway, where it leads to, like, the 2 bathrooms and all the other rooms.
Okay.
And I hear this clicking sound that sounds like the light switch being turned, like, on. Which, it's done before, but in the bathroom.
They do be loving lights.
Yeah, but this time the lights weren't...
They
weren't, like, turning on, yeah, or off.
Just
It was just like the sound of the light switch, and then I was like, what is that noise? And I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, it kind of sounds like a light switch. So I flicked on the light switch and it sounds exactly like that. And I was like, oh my god, these ghosts are messing with me. And like, just like hearing footsteps down the hallway, which could maybe be the upstairs people. But also it sounded really, really close. So I was like, I don't know what to think about that one.
Can you hear people's light switches from other apartments?
No, not that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it got super active after he left for some reason, so
Because it hates him.
maybe.
Just kidding, I don't know.
Probably.
Your poor roommate.
Hello. I don't know why.
Or maybe it's just not as noticeable when there's more people
No,
bustling
That
about.
makes sense. Yeah, probably that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have any ghosty updates?
I do.
Okay.
Ooh.
Luke finally saw Earl, the ghost cat.
Oh.
He was thrilled. I'm like, see, ghosts aren't scary, bud. I might have already said that. I don't remember where I said that. Anyway, the other night, like literally Friday night. It's Sunday now. Me and Peter were in bed, and he's like, when I went into the kitchen to take my meds, I heard the dryer door slam. And I'm like, that's weird. Because Zabe was up in the shower, Luke was in bed, and like I was in bed. No one was in the basement. And I was like, well, maybe it was Tulliver knocking the lid of the washing machine down. And he's like, oh, that was probably it. That makes sense. And so I had to go out shortly after to fill up my water, and I hear the washing machine going, and I'm like,
Oh.
it could not have been that because it's running and it won't run with the
lid
lid open, yeah. And Dave had started a load of laundry before he got into the shower, and he was already in the shower when Peter was out there taking pills, so it wasn't him closing it either. So something's playing with the dryer. If they're not throwing Xbox controllers, they're doing some shenanigans.
Or mimicking the sound of it.
Yes, and that's usually what it is. It's
Yeah.
not actually the sound. It's like residual,
Yeah.
or
That's fun.
mimicking the sound.
Yes. Woo!
Yeah.
I also actually have an update.
Really? That's wild.
I think I just told you guys this if I said it on the podcast. Round 2. So I was at work, and we were in one of the back labs, and we were doing a pass off with a student. So it was just the student and I, and we had the door like open, and it looked like a, I guess, white humanoid shaped thing.
Like a misty,
Like a
spirited
Yes.
humanoid.
A misty, spirity humanoid. Yes. It was it walked like into the lab and like disappeared at the threshold. And
That's so good.
to my student, I was like, "Did you see that?" And she was kind of more like diagonally facing it. But she's like, "No," and she showed me her arm, and like every single hair on her arm was standing up, and she felt it, and she was super spooked.
Oh.
Poor little thing.
Yes.
Like, this is actually pretty normal
Yeah.
and like gentle. So
Yes.
didn't she want to like? She's like, "What do we do?"
Yeah, she's like, "What do we do?"
What do we
I was
do?
like, "It's okay." And I was like signing her paper, and as soon as I was done, she like grabbed it and was like, she was like, "I'm out."
You're like, "Okay, bye."
Send in the next one. Good times.
It's great.
Yes, it was
Silly
great.
ghosties. They're like, "I'm gonna scare them," and Kylie's like, "Nah."
Nah.
This is totally normal.
Like, if this wasn't like so part of my everyday, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
That place is haunted.
Haunted.
It looks haunted.
It does look haunted, doesn't it?
I
Yes.
don't know
Has
what
that-
it looks like.
Older building vibe.
Yeah, it was built in the 80s. And it was like a dentist school.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know that dentists have the highest rate of self taking out of the picture than any other medical professional?
Oh, that's so interesting.
That is interesting. I think we should say it though. Like,
Okay, they have the
suicide.
highest rate of suicide.
Yeah.
Anyway, 988 is the crisis line anywhere in America.
Yeah. It's also, it disconnects people from reality when we say things like unaliving.
Right.
And it just,
And we don't need to be doing that. We can be real.
yeah.
I want to disconnect. Well,
It isn't TikTok.
well, even on TikTok, I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. They're gonna flag my video anyway.
Right.
Just kidding. They usually don't.
But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody let their dentists know that you appreciate them, and we should fight insurance companies to raise their rate of reimbursement because that hasn't been changed since the 90s.
Oh my
That's
God.
bananas.
I know. I feel bad for dentists. They go to so much school. They help us have nice teeth, and then we're like, this insurance is just like, "Fuck you."
Mm.
And these doctors, like medical doctors, are just rolling in it,
Right.
charging $50 for a Q-tip.
Literally.
Just kidding. That's a hospital. That's
Yeah, that's
really
the
up to the
hospital.
doctors.
It's the doctors.
No. And yeah.
Anyway, that's another
That's another show. That's another podcast.
Another podcast, yes. Spring.
It's
time.
springtime.
So, the vernal equinox. Wait, was everyone done with that? Okay, I just
No, I didn't have any.
through. Okay.
That's okay. Get us on track, Kai.
Okay. The vernal equinox, also known as the spring equinox, takes place in March each year and signals the start of spring in the northern hemisphere. During the vernal or spring equinox, the amount of daylight and darkness is nearly the same in length.
Hell yeah.
The word equinox comes from the Latin equus, meaning equal, and nox, meaning night. In 2025, that's this year, the vernal equinox takes place on March 20th, signaling the start of the spring in the northern hemisphere and fall in the southern hemisphere. Now we're gonna get a little nerdy because I went down a rabbit
We
hole.
can't. It wouldn't be Kylie's turn to talk if we didn't get like super informed.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So the Earth tilts at an angle of 23.5 degrees on its axis relative to its plane of orbit around the sun. As the Earth orbits the sun over the course of a year, different places get sunlight for different amounts of time. An equinox occurs at the moment when the Earth's axis doesn't tilt toward or away from the sun. Someone standing on the equator or on an equinox can observe the sun passing directly overhead. Additionally, equinoxes are the only 2 times a year that the sun rises due east and sets due west. There is also an old wives' tale, and it would kind of be fun to like experiment with this, but if you were to like balance an egg on a flat surface on an equinox, it wouldn't roll or anything. It would stay exactly where it is because the axis is equal.
I also saw some, like, while doing some research that, like, it's the easiest time of year to balance an egg, and I was like, what does that mean?
Why?
Like, what is that even doing?
You're like, that's silly.
Like, okay.
Silly.
I was like, on a spoon? Like, what do you mean? Like, balancing that? Yeah. I was like, okay.
Just on a
Fun facts.
surface.
Yeah.
That sounds easier.
Yeah.
That's probably doable.
Probably doable. Good times. Good soup. For centuries, people have celebrated the spring equinox. There are ruins in Chichen Itza, the ancient Mayan city in Mexico, where crowds now gather on the spring and fall equinox to watch as the afternoon sun creates shadows that resemble a snake moving along the stairs of the 79-foot tall pyramid of Kukulkan, also called El Castillo.
That's metal, yeah.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
they make like snake charms and all sorts of like snake related activities.
Hecate
sounds
likes
fun.
that a lot.
Um,
She's like, snakes? Yes.
snake.
Yeah.
Slippery little snake.
Snake.
On the spring equinox, the snake descends the pyramid until it merges with a large serpent head sculpture at the base of the structure. While the Maya were skilled astronomers, it's unknown whether they specifically designed the pyramid to align with the equinox and create the visual effect.
I
Go ahead
sure.
and say hi. Yeah.
Yeah,
They obviously did that.
Yeah, like
Have you seen their calendar?
they're yeah. Most ancient civilizations knew a thing or two
They were with
about
They had to be.
Yeah.
They had to be with the seasons and the patterns of the sun and the moon.
yes, because their crops and their lives depended on it.
Yeah. They would be dead.
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 Okay. In Japan, the spring equinox is a national holiday called Shonbun no Hi. Some people commemorate the day by tending to the graves of their ancestors.
I love it.
Yes.
Cute. I mean, sweet. Not cute.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say so cute. It is.
Yeah, we love ancestors. Gotta go take care of them. And I said that it's a national holiday, so they can like take work off and stuff to do this.
Yeah.
Yes. The spring equinox is a time of renewal, rebirth, and new beginnings. It makes the start of the spring in the northern hemisphere. I think that's like the 5th time I wrote that.
You just want to make sure everybody really knows.
Listen, it's the northern hemisphere, not the southern.
Oh, I was reading an article researching and I was like, wait a minute, it's not in September. And then it says like southern. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not in. Okay. I was like, my brain was like, what?
Yeah, so
You're not over yonder.
for our southern hemispheres, it's
It's
autumn equinox.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
We're always opposites.
Yes. So have fun with the autumn equinox.
Yeah.
Significance.
Woo.
Nature. The spring equinox is a time to celebrate the awakening of nature from winter, thank God. With longer days, warmer weather, and blooming flowers.
Like today is glorious.
It is. Oh
But
my gosh.
then we've got a winter advisory warning
Yeah.
for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Utah's false spring.
It's just a little cock teeth.
Yes. Growth.
Oh my god.
Segue.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez Louise.
We're 12.
Yeah, the spring equinox is a time to embrace growth and rejuvenation and to plant seeds for the future and also literal seeds in your garden.
Like it's time to start planting. And in Utah, I usually wait until Mother's Day weekend before I take care of my flower bed and start planting flowers, because usually by then it's really done frosting at night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
March is still very
Chill.
Here, yeah,
Yes,
and other
here.
places, but like it's time to plant bulbs, certain bulbs anyway.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. Balance. The spring equinox is a time to recognize the balance between light and darkness and the cycle of life. Fertility.
No,
Ostara / the spring equinox is big on fertility. Of all kinds.
Of all kinds.
Of all kinds.
Not just about babies.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
The spring equinox is...
Sorry. I'm old. I'm like into my crone phase, leaving mother phase, and I'm like, no babies.
I'm young, and I'm like, no baby.
I'm gay.
Hi, gay. I'm Kylee.
Plenty of gay people have babies.
Yeah. No, that's true. I know.
I know. Neither of you guys want children, though.
Have you seen the world right now?
Yeah, I have. It's a garbage fire, but it has always been a garbage fire. And it always will continue to be a garbage fire, and it's okay. Like, we'll be okay. Eventually,
Sometime. Warming kills us and the planet is uninhabitable.
But then we'll all be dead together.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, the spring equinox.
Sorry.
We are off the rails, as per usual.
Yeah. This is normal.
It's normal. Fertility. The spring equinox is a time to celebrate fertility and abundance. Agriculture. The spring equinox marks the beginning of the agricultural year when crops are planted, livestock are tended, and fields are plowed.
Figuratively and literally.
I'm a 12-year-old.
I'm like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
In a 42-year-old woman's body.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
tragic.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like a year older than you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The astrological new year also begins on the spring equinox. It's when the sun leaves the watery Pisces and enters the sign of Aries. Fiery sign.
Those Aries.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Yeah.
And she's very Aries.
She's very Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shot every time we say Aries.
Aries.
It's a little early.
They can help, or this energy can help. Wow. A fiery sign that can help us move our energies in the direction of our visions and dreams. The combination of the beginning of spring and the astrological new year makes it a good time to start fresh. If the first few months of this year have been a bit of a drag,
Or a big dumpster fire.
now is the time to harness the energy of spring and plant seeds for your future and goals.
Hell yeah.
The spring equinox is all about balance, so it's a good time to bring balance back into your life and to look to places where you can create balance. On the spring equinox, the day and the night are equal, the masculine and feminine energies are balanced. How can you find balance? Here are some journal prompts to help you find balance on the spring equinox. You can use one or all of these. I've got a list here.
Kylee loves lists.
I love the list. I love to journal, so I kind of was like, "Oh, I'm gonna write that down for me," and so now I'm gonna share them all with you.
Hell yeah.
I like to share. Okay, some journal prompts. What longs to reawaken within you? What is calling for a new beginning in your life? How do you feel about stepping into spring? What personal growth can you invite in? Where can you connect with joy? What does balance look or feel like to you? What does balance mean for you in your wellness endeavors? Where do you feel balanced in your life? Where do you feel out of balance? Do you feel overwhelmed in any aspects of your life? What can you do to return balance to that part of your life?
Get a housekeeper.
Get...
Like I always feel overwhelmed by having a whole house that I'm responsible for. Like with help, obviously, it's still overwhelming.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Being a people is a lot.
It is. Yeah. Give yourself some grace. Being human is a wild, weird ride.
Mm-hmm.
And bodies are weird, and they do weird things.
Bodies are weird.
They require a lot of fucking maintenance.
Yeah. I know. God, how am I supposed to pick a meal to eat 3 times a day for the rest of my life?
I always complain about that. It's like, we really have to eat again? Like, we have to plan 3 meals today now that we're all home together for the weekend? Like, seriously?
Bananas.
It's a lot.
Can't just be girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
It can.
I mean,
can.
Peter's like, I will cook. You don't need to worry about it. And I'm like, cool, because I can't.
I love
Hell
you
yeah,
some
Peter.
girl dinner. Okay.
Dinner.
Along with these journaling prompts, give yourself at least one action item. So that means something you're actually gonna do. And schedule it on your monthly calendar. Make an appointment, put whatever you need to remind you, like, I'm actually gonna do this. You can ask yourself these questions and journal or meditate on them, but it's a good time to take action towards the new beginnings in your life at this time as well. Okay, now I have questions for y'all.
Hell yeah.
On the spot.
Or more.
And you can answer some, all, or none of these, depending on how comfortable you feel. So, what are some things you guys want to reawaken this spring?
Probably just going outside a lot more, which obviously because it's warmer, but
Yeah.
like appreciating it more because like I feel like I would also sometimes just like not, you know,
Yeah.
not go outside a lot.
Well, when it's cold, you don't want
Right.
to.
It's harder to force yourself, yeah.
It is. It is.
I think walking again. I love walking. That's my favorite form of exercise besides dancing. Also, I would love to find people to dance with again. Like I don't think my belly dance troupe that I was a part of for years and years, it's been disbanded for a long time now. And living here where we live, there's no opportunities. And so I feel super disconnected from a really important part of myself.
Okay. Let's find you a dance.
Yeah.
But then
Class.
it's like the time too.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, dance at home. And I'm like, no one ever leaves me the fuck alone. There's always dogs and boys everywhere.
You'll be tripping over
Yes, and cats. Oh,
cats and
I gotta figure that out.
Yeah. Figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
What are some new beginnings that are calling to you?
I've been wanting to start playing tennis a lot.
Oh.
So I
You
think
ever
I'm gonna
played
do that. I've played like in gym class,
But never like.
but never like actually. It wouldn't be anything like professional, just like for funsies,
Yeah.
obviously. But like, I just need to start doing it.
Do they have stuff to do that at your college?
I don't think they have a court that I've seen anyway. I could be just missing it, but I know that there's. Yeah, it might be indoors somewhere. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
The gym there is huge.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have like for what's it called? Pickleball.
They've turned all their tennis courts into pickleball courts.
That's
I mean, that's
the
what is
thing.
happening in Utah.
Yeah.
Tennis courts are being overtaken.
Yeah. Pickleball is like the thing.
It's in.
It's in. It's hip. It's cool.
Yes. I know there's some like in the Provo area by like or Orem area by the mall, like basically right across from it.
Yeah.
It's not like park.
Oh, I bet it's a good place to meet cute guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
In their little shorty ten shorts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about? Oh shoot.
You're like, what about me?
What about me? I want to get. This is kind of like both reawakening and beginnings because I kind of dropped it for a while. But I want to get back into like my yoga practice because there was a time in my life where I was doing it every day and I was going to classes on the weekends and I really, really enjoyed it. It's probably why my body hurts is I don't fucking move it anymore.
Phil.
But yeah.
Hell yeah.
What about you?
As
New beginnings.
oh, I always just want to burn my whole life down and start again, and I have to convince myself not to do that.
Start again.
Like, if I could leave my job right now, I would.
Oh.
But I can't for another, like, year and a half. Because of government grants, I got to pay off student loans. So I got to do my time.
You gotta do the time.
Kind of just chomping at the bit and itchy to move on job-wise.
Yeah.
But alas, I must be a responsible adult. But that doesn't mean I can't start thinking about where I want to go.
Yeah. It's a good time to plant those seeds. Where do you wish you had more balance?
Fucking housework.
Housework, yeah.
Sorry, it's very overwhelming.
It's, God, and coming home after a long-ass day of work and still having to do laundry makes me want to die.
I have to do laundry all weekend long.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, yeah, like the floors are always, like this time of year is so muddy and the dogs track in mud every day. So the floors need to be cleaned more than once a day, which is dumb. I don't know. Everything is overwhelming about having a house right now. Yeah. But I'm grateful. I'm not saying I don't want a house. I'm very grateful and very blessed. That's not it. It's just, it's overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
Understandable. Do any of these questions resonate with you guys, or any aspects of Ostara resonate most with you guys?
Oh, spring just feels like full of promise.
Oh, yeah.
Just exciting and new, which I love those feelings.
Yay, same. God, I need it.
I need it.
I can't be cold anymore.
Literally.
It was like
So dumb.
50 degrees. Yes, 50 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday.
It was,
and I was
so
like,
gorgeous.
It's so warm. I laid outside with the outside puppies.
Oh,
And it was just glorious. And the sun.
I've had windows open to get a cross breeze going through my old house. Yes, to blow out that stale winter
Hell.
Yeah.
grossness.
I also opened windows yesterday and it wasn't freezing.
I know, it was the best.
It was
and
so
it's gonna
good.
be, it's fixing to be beautiful today too.
Yes. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. The tank is clean.
The tank is clean.
The tank is clean. Okay. I have sources.
Yay.
Restore life balance with Spring's grounding energy, theseasonalsoul.com. The spiritual meaning of Spring Equinox, kundaliniyogaschool.org. Spring Equinox facts and history, box.com, spelled BOUQS, not BOX. And Spring Equinox date rituals and meanings on history.com. The end.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Yay! I love those. All right, tell us about some deities.
Okay, well, the first thing is first. I'm going to tell you the story of the goddess Ostara and the hare.
Yay!
Or at least one version of the story. As we are wont to do as silly humans, we like to change shit.
Yeah.
So you've probably, if you've heard a version of this might be different because this is different from, I read a lot of them.
There are a lot of
This
them
is
out
the one
there.
I liked a lot. Okay. A story of Ostara, and this was written by Sarah 32, One Who Knows Thyself, in March of 2023.
Okay. Pop off, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
2-1.
Ostara is the maiden goddess who heralds the beginning of spring. When she appears on Earth at the dawn of the spring equinox, everywhere she goes, plants and animals begin to grow and give birth. She is so full of potential. Gosh, I got full body chills.
Oh.
That when anyone crosses her path, some of her optimism rubs off on them.
Ooh.
Isn't that nice?
That
She's
is so
lovely.
nice.
She's just lovely. One spring, Ostara was late to Earth. She, like her period or something. I don't know. She got cramps. She got some, I don't know. What makes a goddess late? Some shenanigans in the heavens? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was late. When the animals started to awaken, they noticed that Ostara had not returned. Immediately, they began to worry. The bear said, I bet she's not coming.
Savage.
I know, he's grumpy. He just woke up from hibernation.
He's like, oh.
The fox said, of course she is coming. She has to come. The rabbit said, I bet she's not coming because we always take her for granted. Maybe we should do something special for her. All the animals agreed with the rabbit, and they all ran home to find a very special gift for Ostara to thank her for bringing spring. Sorry. While animals were preparing their gifts for the goddess, the first robin of the season showed up in the forest. She flew to every animal home to see all the wonderful gifts they would give the goddess. Robin was so impressed with all the gifts that she wanted to give the goddess a gift as well. Robin decided that she was going to make a most delicious breakfast of worms for the goddess.
Pop off, Robin.
Yeah. Robin flew to her favorite spot to dig worms, only to find that the ground was still frozen. She was very confused, but she persisted. She flew to several other spots, only to find that the ground was frozen everywhere. Finally, Robin became so cold and so tired that she just fell to the ground. That's how much Robin wanted to show Ostara that she loved her.
Good job, Robin.
I know. A few minutes later, Ostara started her work across the earth. She very quickly noticed a little bird laying on the ground, frozen half to death. I'm going to cry. I don't know why. I'm emotional today. Ostara gently picked up the little bird and began to blow on her in order to warm her up. As Robin started to perk up, Ostara profusely apologized to the bird for being late and told her she would grant her one wish. The bird wished she was a rabbit with nice thick fur so she would never be cold again.
Mood.
Yeah. Ostara turned the little bird into a rabbit, but allowed the rabbit to continue to lay eggs so that she would always remember that she was once a bird. Now, every year, on the morning of the spring equinox, rabbits lay eggs and decorate them to give the goddess a gift of gratitude for her kindness. I hope you liked it as much as I do. Blessed be.
I really liked that. Yeah.
It's a fun version of that
It is a fun
story.
version of that story.
So all of the versions of the Ostara and the hare story kind of vary differently of why she turned a bird into a bunny.
Okay.
folklore and stuff like that is just so freaking interesting.
I know. And it's fun to learn when they can trace back where the changes have happened and why. So, yeah. So in other versions, the little bird is frozen and flightless or even has already died, and Ostara turns her into a hare so it can hop away out of the cold. However, the hare could still lay eggs. It could lay beautiful colored eggs, and it did so in thanks to Ostara for saving her life. So, I looked up how to say this. It was like Uster or Ostara and later Ostara, the goddess of spring herself, although most of the sources we have come from the writings of Benedictine monks. Oh, the Benedictine monk, Bede, B-E-D-E, I don't know, sorry guys, in the late 7th century. Ostar was worshipped by Saxons and Germanic tribes for hundreds of years before that. Many festivals were held in her honor, starting with the vernal equinox and continuing well into April. In fact, the whole month of April, Ostara was named after her. Cool.
Okay.
So, the next goddess we're talking about is Eos, like the cosmetic company, like that
Nice.
delightful chapstick.
Nice.
Eostre may have given her name to Easter, but the ancient Greek goddess of dawn, Eos, is probably the inspiration behind her name. In contrast to Eostre, though Eos was not a virgin, she was always in love, cursed by Aphrodite. Thanks, Aphrodite. With an insatiable sexual desire to cure her lust, Eos adopted many young men to take as lovers. Not rapey at all. It's fine. It was consensual, I'm sure. She was hot.
Totally.
Consensual. And all the mythology, it's always
Every time. Nothing problematic here.
Oh. Anyway, Eos was a titaness, older than the Olympian gods, but forever young and beautiful. Pop off, sister.
Yes.
Sister of the sun and moon, she rose every morning to open the gates of heaven for the sun to rise. Sorry, my breath is like coming in for me. She wore a saffron robe adorned with flowers and had rosy fingers and white feathered wings.
Wow.
Many consider Eos to be the inspiration behind angels in Hebrew and Christian mythology.
Okay.
Certainly the fact that she gave birth to the morning star. I'm not saying that. Do you want to say that?
Eosporos.
Thank you. Make
yeah.
it possible. Eos was mostly worshipped outdoors in spring. Women would wear saffron robes and offer her honey and fig cakes. And in parentheses, it says foods that awaken carnal desires. Sexy, fun times. Okay, the next goddess we're talking about is Artemis. The twin sister of Apollo, Artemis was the ancient Greek goddess of the moon and the hunt, a sworn virgin, which I don't know why that's important. Okay. Artemis preferred the company of her hunting dogs and was always depicted wearing her bow or shooting an arrow, but was also the protector of childbirth and young girls. Some of her sacred symbols are the deer, the cypress, and the waxing moon. Artemis was celebrated in spring. A festival for her and Apollo was held on the last day of the month we now call March. Later incorporated into the Roman pantheon as Diana, Artemis is celebrated to this day in Wiccan or Wicca traditions as one of the maiden manifestations of the triple goddess. And I don't know if that's just specific to Wicca. We're not Wiccans. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
So sorry, I think I forgot to explain. I'm talking about all the deities associated with spring and with Ostara. I looked this up too, and I'm going to butcher this, and I'm so sorry. Blodeuwedd, a Welsh goddess of spring, was created from flowers to become the wife of the legendary hero Llew? Yeah. But she cheated on him with her lover, Gronwyn Pebber. Sorry, P-E-B...
Pepper?
Pepper. Thank you. Everyone needs a Kylee. As a punishment, she was transformed into an owl. Blodeuwedd, which translate to flower face in Welsh, is still a name for the owl.
Oh, okay.
Blodeuwedd is a symbol of the beauty of nature, of spring, and a reminder of the fickleness of that beauty. Yes, it sure does fade. Our ancestors were well aware of how volatile, spring weather was.
Yep. It is.
It do be that way.
Volatile.
It sure is. Like today, 50 degrees. Tomorrow,
30.
winter weather warning.
Yay!
All right. Next, we're going to talk about the Green Man.
Yay!
Yay! His legend can be traced throughout ancient history, from Asia to Scandinavia. Faces covered in foliage with vines and leaves sprouting from mouth. I don't know why there's not a the there. Have been popping up all over, carved in the woods, in temples, even in Christian churches. However, it wasn't until 1939 in a folklore article that the name Green God was used to describe these faces. Our ancestors probably didn't have a single name that was unmistakably a depiction of the return of greenery in nature. In ancient Greece, these images were associated with Bacchus, god of wine and rebirth. In ancient Egypt, Osiris was depicted with dark green skin. Among Germanic tribes, these images were mostly associated with Odin or Freyr, the god of virility. In later English editions, he's been called Jack in the Green, Green George, and even Robin Hood.
Oh,
yes, he's the inspiration behind the Merry Outlaw.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that until I read this.
Either. Pop off.
Yeah. But his name doesn't really matter. The Green Man is a timeless symbol of the cycle of life and growth that begins with each spring. He is... I'm not going to read any of that. Okay. Pan. The son of Hermes, Pan is one of the most enigmatic figures of the Greek pantheon, and his influence, although vilified by Christianity, still carries to this day. Pan is the god of mountainous Arcadia, the protector of wild animals, shepherds, and flocks. Ooh, so is Apollo. Okay.
Ooh.
The companion and seducer of nymphs. He gave Artemis her hunting dogs and taught her brother Apollo to interpret prophecy.
Oh,
Fucking pop off, Pan.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're awesome. Half man, half goat. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pan is a symbol of virility, but also of wisdom that comes when you surrender to your instincts.
Ooh.
His flute was thought to enchant anyone who heard it, and his cries of anger would induce panic in his enemies. That's where the word comes from. Oh, panic.
Oh. The more you know.
There's a rainbow now. Is it a rainbow and a star?
A star, yeah.
Like Eos, Pan didn't have temples and shrines devoted to him. He was worshipped in nature, but also in natural caves and grottos. To this day, Pan inspired the constellation of Capricorn and the Christian depiction of the devil.
Oh, that's wild.
As his worship was strong among pagans, the early Christian church needed to vilify his image to scare people away. He would probably have laughed at that.
Yeah.
We laugh at it still. It's fine. Ha ha ha. Persephone. Sorry. Everything in nature contains the seed of its opposite. Every spring contains the seed of autumn. Persephone, the daughter of the Greek goddess of earth, Demeter, is the ultimate manifestation of this Ostara energy. The beautiful maiden Persephone was abducted by Hades and carried to his underworld domain. Demeter, devastated by the loss of her child, brought drought and winter to earth. People were starving, so Zeus had to intervene, and also, like, Hecate helped with this, okay? She did. She says so.
Yes.
Not here.
So she went to Demeter with her torches.
Uh-huh.
And was like, let's go get your girl.
We can go in the underworld because I have keys.
Hell
Yes.
So Zeus had to intervene. He ordered Hades to return Persephone to the world of the living, but Hades, in love with Persephone, that motherfucker, offered her a pomegranate. Persephone ate 6 seeds, so according to underworld laws, she was now bound to Hades for 6 months every year. When Persephone would emerge in spring, Demeter would fill the earth with flowers. When Persephone would go back to Hades in the autumn, Demeter would let the earth dry out. Half of the year, Persephone was responsible for the growth of grain, whereas the other half was queen of the afterlife. She was widely worshipped in ancient Greece and southern Italy, with mystical festivals dedicated to her and her mother.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wonder if that has any part of the Eleusinian mysteries, which we still don't know exactly what happened. There's a bunch of women going into a cave and doing hallucinogenics.
Sick.
And probably
It's fun.
lots of gay stuff, too. I can only imagine. Anyway, just kidding. I don't know that.
And they were roommates.
Yeah. My Myths and Legends teacher is like rolling over in her grave right now. Sorry. Okay. Okay. The cycle of sacrifice and rebirth can be found in many other deities. The Roman goddess Sibyl resurrects her lover Attis each spring after he kills himself. The Egyptian god Osiris, murdered by his brother, is resurrected by his wife's sister Isis. They had not a lot of options, you know? You gotta...
Yeah.
The goddess of life. Ultimately, the resurrection of Christ during Easter can be traced back to these gods and goddesses and to nature itself.
Mhm.
Nice.
The end.
Oh,
Yay. Good soup.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, how are we going to celebrate Ostara?
Ooh,
Frank's
yeah.
going to help us.
Yeah.
Awesome segment. All right. So, Ostara can be celebrated in many ways, each personal, unique, and specific to the person celebrating. So on that note, I'm just going to lay out a couple of ways that you can celebrate through symbolism and rituals. Ritual.
Yes.
First on the mind. Okay, so I'm going to start with seeds. Seeds you can plant for the beginning of the spring season are Easter lilies, tiger lilies, strawberries, allium, which are deer resistant, moss roses, and marigolds. Seeds can also be metaphorical. What seed have you been carrying in your heart this winter? It's time to plant the seed in the earth, set your intention with the changing season.
Mm-hmm.
Winter is for dreaming, and summer and spring and summer are for doing.
Yes.
Hell yeah. You can bless a boutique of fresh flowers and place it in your home. Nothing says springtime like flowers, period. The flowers... And the flowers bring a fresh, verdant energy into a space, so choose or gather a bouquet, not a boutique, a bouquet that speaks to you. Hold it in sunlight if it's sunny outside, otherwise visual sunlight's filling it, and call on the goddess Ostara to bless it with the qualities of balance, playfulness, love, and new beginnings. Then place it on your altar or elsewhere in your home.
Or in your pocket altar.
Or, yes, get some...
Just a whole bouquet.
A whole bouquet in your pocket altar, yes.
A little flower. Okay.
A little petal.
Petal.
Yeah. You can bless chocolate eggs with your intentions and eat them.
Yes.
I love that. I'm doing that today.
When I heard about that, I was like, oh, I love that. That's so fun.
love
I never
that for
thought
all
about
of us.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a good idea.
For real. Sorry.
Now I'm just thinking about chocolate.
Chocolate.
Did somebody say chocolate?
Freaking SpongeBob. I can't. So,
Sorry.
relax and center yourself. Hold a chocolate egg in your right hand and cup your left hand over it, or however you want to do that.
You want to do.
Yeah. Conjure up the feeling associated with the most positive possible manifestation of a brand new intention. Consciously direct the energy of these feelings and visions into the egg. Then eat it. This will internalize your intention and set it in motion, sort of like planting a seed. So appropriate for Ostara.
I love this.
Yes.
Yes, with up to 2 more intentions, or the whole bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's something that's like super easy to do, but can be super powerful because it starts on a Thursday
Yep.
this year.
And so who has time to do like a whole bonfire and a whole like what we would usually do?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these are like, I chose some like more easy, digestible things that you can do that don't have to be so
So you can just celebrate
abrupt.
in a simple way,
Yeah.
but you're still celebrating and acknowledging it and
Yes.
Yes.
getting to be a part of a Ostara celebration.
Mhm.
Nice.
Hell yeah. You can dye eggs. Yes. You can dye them the colors of springs, like pastels of green, blue, pink, yellow, lavender. Like with the chocolate eggs, you can also pour intentions into these bad boys, because intentions are important.
Intentions are important.
Manifesting and doing spellcraft.
And if you use hard-boiled eggs and then you eat them,
Yes.
just like the chocolate eggs,
Hell
you
yeah.
can use those fake eggs out. You can buy like the packs of the fake dyeable eggs. Have you seen those?
Yes.
They're pretty cool. And I used to have a bunch of them that we dyed together as a family for like this specific kind of a purpose. And I would have them displayed in a vase all year to remind me of those.
Oh, that's so cool.
Aw.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do with
And
kids.
then they don't get rotten.
Yeah, they don't.
there's not going to be rotten eggs in the...
It's almost like you can make a spell jar with them.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
So I had them in this like pretty glass
Ooh,
I like
Yeah.
I love that.
10 out of 10.
Hell yes. You can also take long meandering nature walks. That's one that doesn't cost any money and is... It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah,
But-
time.
It's something that you can just do. Or even just like sitting outside and like enjoying the sunlight, just like those kind
So
of
instead of
things.
doom scrolling on TikTok,
Yes.
Yeah.
You can...
go for a walk and listen to this episode again.
Yeah.
Period. Listen
Set your
to any
intention.
episode.
Mhm.
Mhm. Put you can put away heavy sweaters and coats from the winter and bring out spring clothes.
Dangerous here in Utah. You might not
Yeah,
wanna do that yet.
you might regret it. You'll be like, oh, it's winter 5.0.
Unless you're one of those guys that just wear
Wear
shorts
shorts. Chase.
all year round. Hi, Chase.
Love you, Chase.
Poor Chase.
For Chase,
He
with
really
you.
is the best
He
person.
is.
He's so fabulous. He thinks we're all so silly, though.
Yes. He's like,
Believes that we believe.
oh, Chase, that's sweet. You can also open up all the windows and doors and do some spring cleaning to get that stagnant winter energy to move out of the house.
Yay.
And it doesn't just have to be physical cleaning. It can be spiritual cleaning. Reworking sigils and protections, smoke cleansing, sound clearing, and all the things alike.
Get all that winter nastiness
Yeah.
out of your house.
Sweep
Yeah.
it out the door.
Sweep it out the door.
Some stones
Ooh.
of Ostara.
You know how I feel about those stones.
Rocks. Rocks. Rats.
Oh. Sorry. We're sitting here waiting for Papa to...
Okay. Listen. At 10 o'clock last night, I got a notification on YouTube, and it's like, Ghost is live! And I was like, fuck yeah, Ghost is live. So I click into it, and it's a billboard. It's like a billboard, and it says, Ghost 5 is coming, ... And this video has been live for like 13 hours now, just the same
Yep.
billboard on a loop. Papa, please.
Papa, please.
More movie.
If you don't know who Ghost is and who Papa is and why it's significant, look it up.
Changed views. So that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It looks like they're in Las Vegas.
It is Vegas.
They are Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like we buy gold tattoo. They're by the gold and silver pawn shop. It looks like, and I think that's the Maroon.
Yeah.
No, that cat isn't the mirage torn down.
I don't know.
Oh.
Looks like there's a circular sign right there. CO something.
Oh,
R.
Encore. The
Encore.
Encore. There we go.
Mhm.
That makes more sense. I'm like, no, Jojo, Mirage is gone now.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think. Or I'm on a smoking crack. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Bye.
Tacos. I can't fucking read.
It's a really hard font to read.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
By
doesn't matter.
cigars. Yes.
It's being
Excited.
trolled by Tobias.
Told by Tobias, the mega troller. Anyway.
Anyway,
I'm just thinking about Dad.
by the time this comes out, though, we'll probably know what
Yeah.
has happened.
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Future us.
Yeah.
Woo.
Woo.
Sorry by trolling Dad on the side-by-side ride last weekend.
Lord.
He had his like snowsuit unzipped at the crotch,
Of
and
course.
everybody was teasing him about trolling. And I was like,
Dad.
I was like, this is horrible. Can't you guys shut up? And Chase and Rustin thought it was so fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Hi again, Chase.
He should just be on the pod with us.
We need to do an
Chase,
episode.
You're invited.
This is your
You're special.
You're
just
formally invited.
So you'd have to be like, sick invite, guys.
yeah. Flirting.
No. You should not make it so easy to tease him.
Yep.
We love him.
We do. He's the best.
We are.
He's
are.
the best sibling.
We really
have
do.
the best siblings. We are on a fucking tangent right now.
Yeah.
Tell us about Ostara.
We're gonna talk about rocks.
Rocks.
Not rats.
Not rats. Okay. Ocean jasper. Or jasper varieties with their patterns of shapes of orbicals. Patterns or spheres and orbicals. And it doesn't get much better than a natural agate egg for this festival of new beginnings. There's also clear quartz, is another popular crystal of this time, and a cluster of tumbled stones make a great addition to an Ostara altar. You can use lapis lazuli. It is a colorful addition to the festival of spring, reminding us of cool forest brooks and blue oceans. Tumbled stones are the most affordable way to produce this precious stone. Okay.
Yeah, lapis can be very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Amazonite, in all its varying forms, you can use to celebrate the color and the hint of coolness in this festival.
What color is Amazonite?
It's like, I'm trying to think. I might be thinking of a different
Google.
stone. I thought it was like a yellowish, or maybe it's like a blue.
It's blue.
It is.
Blue.
It is very pretty.
Pretty.
Blue.
Blue.
It looks like an ocean.
It does. Pretty.
There's garnet, which is a stone of vitality and speaks of the way that we are all waking up after the long winter.
I like garnets way more than rubies.
They look similar.
Yeah, garnets are a deeper red. Rubies are usually a brighter.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Azurite is another highly colorful stone with a richness symbolism of the burgeoning season. Rose quartz is the stone of love and community, and now we are all about the winter, out of the winter hibernation. There is greater feelings of joy and sharing with the community around. Citrine is a staple of the solar festivals. As an important stone of the sun, the stone brings brightness, joy, and life to all around it.
Yay.
Got that from Morigana, morrigna.com/witchy writings.
Morgana?
Or Morgana.
So no matter how you celebrate, whether it be as simple as taking a nice nature walk or something more demanding as digging up and planting a garden, whatever you do, have fun.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Fun.
Have fun.
At first there, I thought you were going to say a simple ass nature walk.
A simple as nature walk.
I mean, you could
No.
just do a simple ass nature walk.
Just
Good.
do a simple ass nature walk.
Grandma Patty used to call going to the cemetery and walking nature walks.
Hell yeah. Pop off.
She used to be cool.
Look at the nature of the tombstones.
This is the nature of life.
Yes.
Ish.
Anyway,
that was an absolutely meandering episode.
It was.
if you're still here,
Thanks.
Thanks.
if you're here from Real Hauntings podcast,
Oh yeah. Hey guys, we were on Real Hauntings with Noah Daniels.
he is fabulous.
He is fabulous.
And if you aren't already listening to his podcast,
Check it
Come
out.
yes, and he's got like years of backlog,
Yes.
so you will not be wanting for anything to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, if you're listening via a non-visual platform, we are a video podcast now, and you can watch our videos on the YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm. Starting with Haunted Petses.
Haunted puppers.
Yes.
And cats.
Yeah, I think that's episode 37.
Yeah,
That
that sounds right.
That sounds right. This is episode 40, you guys.
Shit.
Episode 40. 40 episodes. That's 40 weeks of our lives that
Hell yeah.
we have yapped into your ear holes.
Mhm.
About weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I wonder how many like hours that is if we were to like combine all the time.
Someone who's good at math, figure that out.
Probably like 40
Peter-
to 80 ish. Not,
It's almost an hour, give or take, every episode.
and also the
Yeah.
hours.
So almost
of
2 days
research.
probably.
Yeah.
2 days
Full
of your
work
life
week.
if you've listened to all of this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate all the support from everyone, everywhere. I can't believe people around the world listen to our
yeah.
silly
We
faces.
finally got people from Canada. Hi,
Canadian.
Canada. And Greece and
Our Russian
Russia
friends and Germany
and the UK and Portugal.
Mhm.
and England. Well, that's the UK.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All over the place.
All over
Hi.
the place. And
Thank
all
you.
over America.
Mhm.
We have listeners in almost every state now.
We're
And it's
yes.
fucking awesome.
It
We're
is.
so happy to have you fellow weirdos.
A lot
Yes.
of the California I saw the other night.
Yeah. Lots of
California,
Utah,
New York.
California, New
York.
York. Yeah. If you have a haunting from any of those states or places around the world, you can share them with us.
Yes, you sure can.
Please do at seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com. And if you share a spooky story with us, I will send you a little treat in the snail mail.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Treat.
Treat.
Bye.
We have other social media.
We do.
We have a really fun TikTok.
We do have a TikTok.
Seance with my siblings.
We have an Instagram.
Seance with my siblings. It's all seance with my
Everything is
siblings.
Seance with my siblings.
We have a blue
Tumblr.
sky.
We have a blue sky.
This guy's different. It's like,
It's
dumb.
Seance WM siblings because it was
Yeah.
too many
We
characters.
do have a troublingly long name.
We do.
it's way bit long, isn't it?
We need the SWMS. Swim.
Swimmers.
Thank you.
There's some cats now.
Okay. Thank you for joining the seance.
Thank you.
Everybody wave at the microphone.
Bye.